2K Sports and the NBA welcomes you to our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. And T-Mobile's starting lineup for Phil Jackson and Mike Brown. And now it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game.
Man, oh man, Kevin, you talk about two deep, talented, imposing teams going face-to-face. Wow.
Yeah, this game should be a battle of titans.
That's right, and I think the keys to this game will be simple. I mean, share the ball. Be unselfish because each team has tons of weapons, plenty of guys who can score. Communicate. Make sure you're talking on offense and defense because you're not quite as familiar with each other. And then always, when you get between the lines, give it everything you got.
Let it all hang out.
Let it all roll.
James with it.
Terrific work on the glass. Way to go up strong inside.
Now Paul. Wade is covering. The dump off to Kobe. Duncan is camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And here's Iverson with it. Now Garnett. Duncan is there. With the fadeaway, and Garnett misses.
I think the defense was crowding him a little bit, threw him off some, so he had to fade just to get room to shoot, and then couldn't adjust.
Now Paul. Duncan drains the first bucket of the game.
For me, Tim Duncan is one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game. His efficiency and his skill level is what makes him one of the greats of all time. He's a guy that I think would have been an outstanding player even if he was only 6'5", because he can handle the ball, he can shoot it, he's got a tremendous IQ, and his footwork is fantastic. You hear me? Fantastic. 5-star footwork, and he's got all the shots with his back to the basket, and nobody shoots the 15 to 17-foot bank shot any better than Mr. Fundamental, Tim Duncan.
Now Paul, after Dwayne Wade's miss.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
To AI. Garnett dumps it off. Here's Wade. Here's James. Makes it from 18 feet out.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
Paul. Kept alive. Here's Yao. Connects from in close.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
And here comes Allen Iverson. The handoff to Wade. Leads him in. Here's Howard. Pyle drives it in off the lovely cut to the rack. I gotta believe, Clark, that the Olympic experience when the U.S. recently won the gold in Beijing did wonders for Dwight Howard in a lot of different ways, for confidence, but just being around these great players for such a long time.
I don't know if we can even quantify what that means to a guy like Dwight Howard. Early in his career, to have that experience, but to have the kind of focus and intensity and attention to detail that he saw from the superstars in the game rub off on him this early in his career continues to lay a foundation for greatness for that young man, barring injury.
Now Stoudemire after LeBron James's miss. And here's Iverson with it. From deep. Amari Stoudemire with the rebound. Here comes Paul. Yao in the post, working on Howard. The jump hook. Yao's shot is off. And here comes Allen Iverson. 4-point game. Garnett on the mark from 16 feet out.
That's simply what a superstar does. He can make the most difficult plays look silky smooth.
Here's Duncan. Count the baseline J.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
Some adjustments for both teams. James with it. Under 4 minutes left in the first. Throws it up. Oh! Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown there. The vertical game is in full effect. Look out below.
Now Paul. Here's Roy. Pierce covering. From short range, Roy gets the bucket.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for.
Wade with it. Dumps it off. Here's Granger. Yes, from downtown.
Now that's great court vision, Kevin. Even when he was about to shoot, he was still able to spot the open man.
Roy on the corner. Now Paul. Baseline to Roy. Let's go with a three. Rebounded by Howard. The East looking for their first lead of the game. And here is Howard, defended by Bryant. LeBron to Howard. Goes up, jams it in off the great move.
When he gets it that close, forget about it. It's all over.
Deflected. Screen by Duncan. Roy drains it with the D all over him.
That's a confident shooter right there. He was blanketed by the defense. And it
both teams. And here is Harris. 2:01 left in the first quarter. Here's Harris. Kept alive. Here's Howard. Booking off the offensive rebound. He's got 6.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
Gasol flushes it with the one-handed jam.
He's not a sensational dunker, but he flushed that one just to make sure.
And here we go with Joe Johnson. Hands it off. Here's Pierce, defended by Bryant. Fires from the elbow, and that one's good by Pierce.
They've been trading buckets and trading leads. What outstanding competitors out there.
Now Paul. Gasol's in the post. And the shot is good from Nowitzki. We haven't seen a 7-footer like Dirk Nowitzki before. I don't know that we'll see one again. He sure is fun to watch now.
Yeah, he really is, Kevin. And, you know, you think about the numbers he puts up, his proficiency from the floor and from the foul line as a 7-footer. People knock him about maybe not coming up in the clutch on a regular basis, but he's been very productive and extremely consistent throughout his career. I think he's one of the true stars in the game and has been for the bulk of his career.
Here comes Chris Paul. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Working on Howard. Baseline jumper. Got a hand on it. The West will hold on to it. You look at Chris Paul, what a contribution.
These last few minutes have been something else as far as passing goes.
He has been doing a great job of moving the ball around, and Clark finding his open man. He really has this team clicking now.
This is just one of those examples of watching a player make a huge difference in the game with his passing as opposed to his shooting.
Chauncey Billups.
And here is Nowitzki. It's tipped. The steal by the East.
You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
And the basket by Harris.
Great D leads to easy offense.
Here comes Billups. The 10-footer. Nowitzki's shot is no good. The East with the narrow lead.
They're getting the ball up the court quickly and scoring well in early offense. I like the way they're pushing the tempo. However, they've been a bit subpar defensively. We'll see if they can buckle down and string together some stops going forward.
We've reached the end of the first, and it's a barn burner. Still close, though, 19-18. And here we go, ready for some more good action in this second quarter. Let's quickly go over to Cheryl Miller, who spoke with Coach Phil Jackson.
Hey, Kev, he told me they were going to focus on having a strong presence in the post. He wants his players to be physical with the ball and not shy away from the contact. Looks like we might have a gritty game on our hands.
Yeah, it should be fun to watch. And here is Billups. Gasol backs in. Shoots from the post. Graceful finish. And here is Johnson. And here is Harris. To Pierce. Leads him with the pass. Stolen away by Roy.
The interior D was lurking on that one.
Tipped. And here we go with Joe Johnson. Up ahead to Pierce. Finished off the break. They're up 21-20.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
Coach Jackson signals for a... And here is Nowitzki. Six seconds to shoot. Roy wasn't paying attention. Stepped in the line, and that's a turnover. And here is Harris. Here's Granger. Oh! Rips it down with one hand. He's got 5.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim. Great vision on display there. The pass led him perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
It's Pierce on the wing. Behind the arc. David West grabs the miss.
They got to have a little more patience on offense, Kevin. They're rushing.
To West. Kept alive. Here's Gasol. Lays it right in.
I like the job they're doing. A much better job of getting him involved in the offense here in the second quarter.
Johnson in close. Yes, and the foul. It's on Brandon Roy.
First team foul.
Garnett is in at center. Good for the three-point play. You talk about a guy who has emerged in the NBA. What about Joe Johnson?
Silky smooth. One of my favorite players to watch because he looks like it's coming easily to him. He can handle it. He's strong. He can get his shot off in traffic. And he's always ready to deliver when the game's on the line.
And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
Once he gets you inside like that, you're done. It's over. You can't guard it. His post game is just too powerful.
And here is Harris. And here is Johnson. Over Roy. Hammer. And he'll go to the line. It's on Brandon Roy.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
Johnson, shooting 2.
And he makes the first one. He gets them both. And here is Billups. Takes a 3. Billups, no good. Garnett. Granger with the ball. Dumps it off. Here's Pierce. Scooped up. Here's Pierce. Rebounded. Garnett. Finally, they get the bucket. Nice bucket by the 15th-year veteran out of Farragut Academy. The dump off to Gasol. West, baseline. Rebounded. And here is Nowitzki. Pierce covering from down low. And the shot is good from Nowitzki. A lot of good European players in the NBA. Dirk Nowitzki may be right there at the top.
Yeah, he really is at the top, without question. I mean, you look at...
Is in it powerful. Here's Pierce, lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack. He's got 6.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
Pick by West. Over Garnett. And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
James with it. And here is Harris. To LeBron. Here's Johnson. Gasol with the rebound.
In the best of circumstances, that's going to be a tough shot for him. And that was not the best of circumstances.
And here is Nowitzki. He's against Garnett. Dumps it off. Stolen away.
Things got jammed up near the rim, and that left a golden opportunity for the steal.
Harris. Harris is called for the charge, and that's his first foul of the game.
Great job by the defender that time. He got his feet set, stood his ground, and absorbed the contact. The West can thank the bench for their solid play. They really are coming up big here.
It has to be nice having that kind of firepower waiting to come in off the bench.
Well, you know the starters love it when they can get a breather and the team doesn't miss a beat. It builds confidence and trust in one another when you get that kind of play.
And here is Billups. And here is Nowitzki. Pierce covering. James covering. And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
Well, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
We've got a tie ball game on our hands. Garnett. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
And Billups gets it to go.
Kevin, this has really been a competitive, fun game.
And here is Johnson. Garnett inside. He's up against Gasol. Shoots it up.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
And here comes Kobe Bryant. Billups to the wing. To Dirk. The jump hook. And that one's good. 12 points for him.
He's really doing a nice job leading his team and setting a terrific...
Oh!
That should be absolutely illegal. Fantastic pass to set the alley-oop jam up there. You gotta love that.
And here is Billups. 1:04 left in the second. Here's West, laid in softly off the glass. They lead 38-36. To Harris. LeBron. Lets it go from the wing, and that one's good. He's got 8.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
The West, call time. Team's making some changes. Now Paul. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's West, poked away. Stolen by the East.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, it's hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
Here comes Paul.
Man, there's been a lot of offense so far. Both sides are having no problems finding the net.
Quite a show so far, that's for sure. That's it for the first half. The score all tied at 38. Now it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. West All-Stars have been getting a lot of points from their bench players, and that bodes well for them.
Yeah, the starters should have plenty of energy down the stretch, and that makes a world of difference in a close game like this.
One of the stories here, Dwight Howard, getting it done today.
Well, there's no question about it. He started off well. You can see it in his eyes out there. He came ready to play.
The start of the second half about to get underway. It's been a great game so far. A lot of action up and down the floor. This second half promises to be the same. Now Paul. Pick by Yao. Working on Howard. 6 seconds to shoot. Dumps it off. Poked loose.
Tried to trick him with the pump fake. Now that's embarrassing.
For the alley-oop. Oh, mercy. Gets major air to put in that alley-oop. Now Paul. Yeah. Hits the jump hook. He's got 6.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
Here's Wade. Trains it from just inside the three-point line. Here comes Chris Paul. Here's Bryant. Connects on his first attempt. Nice shot by the 14th-year veteran out of Lower Marion High School.
Whoa! Impeccable timing on that alley-oop. They hooked up perfectly.
Let's quickly go over to Cheryl Miller, who spoke with Coach Phil Jackson.
Hey, Kev, he had this to say. The team needs to break the game down into quarters. Their goal is to win each quarter individually and not worry about anything else. Now back to our play-by-play analysis. Kev?
Thank you, Cheryl. Wade with it after the miss from Tim Duncan. LeBron hits the quick shot. 12 points for him.
He's percolating right now. Just keep putting the ball in his hands.
And here is Bryant. Iverson covering. Here's Stoudemire. Nails the easy jumper.
We've seen them make 3 of their first 4 shots. That's good shooting to jumpstart them here.
Coach Brown wants a timeout. Pierce is in at shooting guard. Wade with it. Tries to keep it alive. And it's tracked down by the West. Here's Stoudemire. Gets the bucket from 20 feet away.
Even though it was early in the shot clock, that's an opportunity you can't pass up, Kevin.
Wade with it. Pierce gets in close. Right around 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Knocked loose, but it's recovered by Paul. For the lead, and it's Wade with the rebound.
He's usually automatic from that close. The defense must have affected it.
The East retained possession.
Almost picked it off. Still, nice hustle there to deflect the pass out of bounds.
Tipped away. It's stolen by the West. Here's Paul. Got a piece of it. Tie ball game. Here's James. Buries the short-range jumper. He's got 14.
I love his tenacity and aggressiveness on offense. He's lightning quick and loves to take it to the rim.
The handoff to Paul. Screen by Duncan. 5 on the shot clock. To Kobe, his first shot of the game. The West drained the shot.
Why anyone would want to leave this guy alone deep is beyond me.
James with it. He's got 14. About 3.5 minutes left in the third. Stripped away by Wade. It's 2-on-1. James finished off the break.
So far, they haven't found a way to stop him this quarter. He's really been active.
Here's Duncan.
Nice look reverse dunk there, and the defense couldn't do anything about it.
James with it. He's got 16. Here's Garnett. Knocks down the open jumper. 8 points for him.
Well, that's a little bit of the European style of play there. When your bigs can hit the mid-range jumper, it can really open things up for everybody else.
Now Stoudemire. Easy shot. That's good. They now lead by 1. Wade with it. They trail by 1. The steal by Paul. Up court to Kobe. Takes it up. Oh, just misses, but he'll get 2 shots at the line.
That's his first personal.
That's on Dwayne Wade. Clark, when they write the final chapter on Kobe Bryant, where will he rank in this game?
Well, I think he'll be a Hall of Famer, first ballot, no doubt. When you consider the guys that have come into the NBA right out of high school, he will be considered one of the forerunners to having successful careers as a guy who never played in college. Actually, he may go down, when you consider him and LeBron James and some others, he very well could go. Kevin Garnett, he could very well go down maybe as the highest scoring of that group of players to have come into the NBA.
Most spectacular player, maybe of his generation right now. I mean, there's been Dominique, there's been Michael, but now in this generation,
yeah,
maybe
I think he'd be right there. As a matter of fact, you could put him in a group of all-time most dynamic and dominating players. Time will tell where those guys end up.
Now Paul, after Dwayne Wade's miss. Stoudemire. Granger gets the board inside.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
Wade with it. Pierce backs him down. LeBron from just inside the arc, kept alive. Here's Pierce, gets the post shot to fall. The West take a full timeout. Now Paul. 1:42 left in the third quarter. Here's Stoudemire, and it's Paul Pierce with the rebound.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Lobs it up.
Good. Wow. Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Kobe was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call.
Points in the paint have been the story so far, and I don't think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality, bodying up without fouling.
The East still holding on to a small lead.
It's anyone's game right now, partner. Every possession is critical.
Wade with it, defended by Paul. Fades back.
Dwayne Wade.
Now Paul. 51 seconds left in the third. Paul nails it from close range. Sweet touch by the fifth-year veteran out of Wake Forest. The East could opt for the quick shot here. That would leave him with the final possession. James with it. On the perimeter. Here's Wade. Connects on the tough shot. He's got 6.
He's been a go-to guy for him here in the quarter, doing an outstanding job putting the ball in the basket.
Here's Duncan. On the money. They cut it to 1.
That's a great pass. Way to get it to the open man.
And here comes Wade. Granger misses the buzzer beater. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. It's 60-59. LeBron James has played well. 16 points and 2 assists.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt out there. It's the little things, Kevin. He's getting them done.
The fourth quarter about to get started here in what's been an entertaining game. Three quarters have been played, but the outcome remains undecided. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the fourth quarter. Wade with it. 6 points for him. To Granger. Defended by Bryant. Here's Granger. Stoudemire grabs the miss.
What more can he ask for? Came up against very little defensive resistance, then boxed the layup.
Granger with the ball, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. To Granger. Here's Granger. Gets the bucket and the foul. That one is on Stoudemire.
First team foul.
Both teams making some changes. He completes the three-point play. I don't know if you ask the average fan, if you ask them to name the top small forwards in the league, if they would pick Danny Granger. But you might. Is certainly a rising star at that position.
Well, if you've been watching the NBA, you'd have to pick him too. I mean, this guy has been spectacular. Consistently scoring the ball at a high level, getting to the foul line much better than he did in the past, adding that to his three-point game, and he's also becoming a much better playmaker, Kevin. Not only is he looking to score, he's driving the ball, looking to create for other people, and I think that's a sign of continuing growth in Danny Granger's game. These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long. That should be illegal, Kevin. Great alley-oop pass there, Kevin. That's highlight reel for real.
And here is Johnson. He has 5. Over Gasol. And the shot is good from Johnson. Now Paul. 4-point game. Roy. Whips in the reverse jam.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Both teams changing it up. Good for the three-point play.
But when you spend 4 years in college, Kevin, you've got to become a little more mature. Your body becomes more prepared for the rigors of the NBA, and I just think you're more equipped to handle what's demanded from you when you play NBA basketball.
More mature physically and mentally both.
Exactly, and emotionally,
Yes,
just to handle some of the peaks and valleys you're going to go through as a rookie.
Here's Roy, following the score by Kevin Garnett.
It's a well-used foul there to prevent the easy layups,
That's his
Kevin.
first personal foul. Second team foul. Roy, shooting 2.
Can't sink the first. He sinks the second.
Well, he split his free throws, but if they can get a stop here, they've still got a chance.
LeBron James on the wing. Pierce goes up, drops it in on the layup.
Yeah, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
Inside to Gasol. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
That's where you get the high percentage shots when you get the ball inside. Good things happen. That's a nice play.
Swing pass. And here is Johnson. He's guarded by Billups. The dump off to Pierce. Here's Granger. The rebound by Kobe Bryant. The West with an opportunity to even the score. Here's Roy. Yes! And the foul. Joe Johnson picks one up. Both teams changing it up. And he gives them the lead. How about this resume for Brandon Roy? Rookie of the year, second-year All-Star. I mean, the guy is like has no ceiling whatsoever for his career.
He is so fun to watch, Kevin. All-around player, unselfish guy, defers to teammates, and yet is a leader. Understands that he's got to be the guy that makes it happen. But he does it in such a deferential manner that he can only command respect from his peers.
That's a great point. He doesn't show any emotion on the floor. He looks the same if he scored 20 or if he scored 2 points.
And he competes at both ends all the time, which is what you want from one of your star players when you're a coach.
And here is Nowitzki after the missed three from Joe Johnson.
With the score being so close, there's little margin for error by either team.
The handoff to Wade. Leads him in. Johnson. Wade leads the game in assists. Here comes Paul. To Gasol. Open look. Good from 11 feet out.
The intensity level is really picked up here in the second half.
Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by West.
That shot didn't have a chance. He doesn't have the softest touch, and the defense was in his jersey. Got to look for a better shot.
Al Paul. West backs down. From close range, drains it from short range. They're ahead 78-73. Here's Howard. Rips it down.
Too easy. Far too easy.
Here comes Paul. West uncovered. Rebounded by Devin Harris.
How much better a look do you need? Good mid-range shooter. Should have been money in the bank.
LeBron. Good. Al Paul. 2:31 left in the fourth. And here is Nowitzki. Baseline. Here's West. It falls short. The East can reclaim the lead with the bucket here. To Wade to take the lead. Good.
After a subpar first half, I like the way he's been much more aggressive here in the second, finding a way to hit his shot and get more shots.
Al Paul.
Oh, what a great look to get it inside. That's the way to find.
Let's quickly go over to Cheryl Miller, who spoke with Coach Phil Jackson.
Hey guys, he wants his team to loosen up offensively. He said, we're passing on too many open looks. If you got a good look, take it. These are shots we can make. That's something most players don't mind hearing. Kevin.
Okay, thanks. And here is Harris. Stolen away by the West. Nowitzki inside.
He's got a sky-high field goal percentage, and that's because he's been working to get good looks.
To Harris. Howard in the post. He's up against Gasol. Deflected. Stolen by the West.
And Kev, that's only his first giveaway for the game.
And here is Harris. 1:10 left to the fourth. Here's Wade. A missed three.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down in the need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Kobe. Rebounded by Howard. Decisive possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. Here's James. Connects on the baseline jumper. 20 points for him.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
The East will go for the intentional foul. They still got to foul them a second time to get into the penalty and send them to the stripe.
That's exactly what they need to do to stretch out this game. Smart foul there.
Here comes Chris Paul. He's got 6. Paul threw this one out of bounds and turns it over.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely, and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki. Has just asserted his will inside these past few minutes and is feasting off easy baskets.
Once he gets going inside, he's going to find a way to the basket no matter how many defenders are on him.
The East call timeout here and take their last 22nd timeout. They trailed by 3. 10 seconds left in the game. Clark, what's your take?
You need a 3 here to tie, but there's still some time left on the clock. If you can get a quick layup for 2, I'd take that and then foul.
Wade with it. He's got 8. No good on the quick 3.
He's not giving an inch on defense. He really bothered that shot.
The East will foul to stop the clock.
Gasol, shooting 2.
Off on the first. Sinks the second, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Here's James. The West win the hard-fought game as they outlast the East 85-81. Dirk Nowitzki is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Well, Kevin, the name of the game is still scoring. And anytime you score that many points, you're giving a big boost to your team.
Time for us to say goodbye. For Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. Tonight, a celebration of the history of the NBA. The legends of the 80s have been restored to their youthful splendor, and they're ready to vie for supremacy. And our T-Mobile starting lineups. Here's a look. Well, it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game.
Well, this is a big-time matchup. There's no question about that, Kevin. Two outstanding, star-studded teams going head-to-head. Between the lines, plenty of depth and athleticism. So I'd say run the break as much as you can and get some easy baskets. Play in transition. If you get stuck in the half court, then let's get the ball inside. When you've got quality bigs, you have to make sure you take advantage of them. Feed those big dogs. And if that fails, one word, ISO motion.
I love ISO motion. And here is Thomas. Here's Bird. McHale watches the open J.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Down low. To Malone. Thomas is on him. Here's Worthy. Drains it for three. He has 5.
Well, the D will live with that one. That's really not his range. So even though he bagged the 3, I figure they'll still let him shoot those. Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
Drexler. Blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the 80s East. It's a 3-point game. To Malone. Fires from 14. Off right iron.
We've seen him make that mid-range shot, but just not often enough.
Here's McHale. Flushes it in.
He's not the guy you would expect to compete in the dunk contest, but he can still throw it down when he needs to.
And here is Johnson. Leads him with the pass. Lays it in off the glass.
That's where you're going to get the high percentage looks. Easy 2 there.
Bird. Misses the open look.
Tough miss. They got a good look, just couldn't capitalize.
Here's Worthy. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead him to the rack. He has 7.
That's too easy. The D's got to get to him about 8 feet further out.
Here's Irving. Got a hand on it, but he stays with it. McHale, high post. Ewing nails the easy jumper.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
And here is Johnson. Here's Drexler. Kept alive. Here's Olajuwon. Misses the dunk.
Ill-advised dunk attempt there. He aimed for the highlight reel and ended up on the blooper reel.
Irving gets the bucket from 20 feet away.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
And here is Johnson. Here's Drexler. Oh! Flushes it with the one-handed jam.
Oh, he's just hurting their feelings on that one.
And here is Thomas. Six seconds to shoot. Irving backs him down. Here's Bird. And it's tied up.
Kevin, when you're defending a great shooter like that, you got to smell his breath. You got to be right on top of it.
Lead pass to the paint. He powered it down for the hoop and the hog. Some adjustments for both teams. He completes the three-point play. And here is Thomas. Just over 4 minutes left in the first. Thomas didn't realize that he was on the line. They'll turn it over. Three-point lead. Malone backs in. Gets in close. Oh, barely misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
He can't get the first. Good on number two.
Had a miss on that trip, but still made this a two-possession lead.
And here is Thomas. Under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Wilkins connects from in close.
Way to distribute the basketball.
Worthy backs him down. Shoots from the post. Can't hit from the post.
There wasn't enough defensive pressure to affect him that close to the rim. I think he just flat out missed it.
Here's Moncrief. Lays it in off the pick.
Great vision on display there. The pass led him perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
To Sigma. The jump hook. Hits the jump hook.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Ewing. Oh! 2 hands for safety. He gives them the lead. They trail by 1. Here's Blackman. McHale snatches it inside.
What more can he ask for? Came up against very little defensive resistance, then botched the layup. I tell you what, Kevin, both teams have been on a tear. This could be a very high-scoring game.
The 80s West will take their first timeout of the game. Both teams changing it up. It's a three-point game. Sigma from short range. And that one's good.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
Here's Malone. Sinks the open shot.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
To English, right wing. Here's Sigma. It's a little short, but gets the friendly roll. He's got 6. And here is Thomas. For the... Oh!
That should be absolutely illegal. Impeccable timing on that alley-oop. They hooked up perfectly.
And here is Johnson. 1:36 left in the first. With the traveling violation. And here is Thomas. Oh! And here is Johnson. Sigma hits the quick shot. He's got 8.
Right now, he's being extremely active on offense for him this quarter. He's perfect from the field.
Nance backs down. Here's Wilkins. It's in for 3.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
The 80s West will take a timeout. And here is Johnson. To Sigma. To the right wing. Leads him in. Here's Blackman. Laid in softly off the glass.
Way to work it inside to get the high percentage look. Nice job there.
Both teams changing it up. They lead by 4. Deflects the pass. Stolen by the 80s West. Theus dumps it off to Johnson. Chambers lets loose for 3. Malone gets the board inside. Nice finish on the alley-oop.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Here's Olajuwon. It's blocked. Great play by Malone. The 80s East have taken the early lead.
They've gotten a big lift from their bench. That balanced scoring really bodes well for them.
The first quarter has ended, and both teams have been lighting it up. The score, 31-25. All right, the first quarter had a lot of good action. I think we'll be in for some more here in the second. Cheryl Miller has an update for us. Cheryl?
Well, I had a moment to speak with Kyle Walker, coach of the 80s West All-Stars. I asked him what his approach was to cracking this tough defense, and he told me we have to stay calm and make sure we don't force anything. At times, their defense will force a cold spell or two, but if we keep our heads level, I think we'll be okay.
Thanks, Cheryl. It's always interesting when a team goes up against a defense like this one.
Outstanding jump on the ball, Kevin.
To Chambers. Here's Theus. Dumps it off to Chambers. Too much mustard on that one. Down low, dunks it down with both hands.
Kevin, they're fighting extremely hard right here. Bit by bit, just trying to pull away.
English. Here's Chambers. Rips it down off the beautiful pass.
And that's great court vision, Kevin. Even when he was about to shoot, he was still able to spot the open man.
6-point game. Irving was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call. Magic really has his fingerprints all over this one.
He's really doing a great job of finding the open man, and he has his team working in harmony because of it. It's like he has a second set of eyes.
He is doing such a great job of distributing, Clark. How do you counteract that?
They need to put more pressure on the ball and to try to force him to give it up before he gets comfortable.
Here's Drexler. A missed 3.
Great defense there. Challenged the path of the shooter, which caused the miss.
Dumps it off. Malone shoots from the post, gets the bucket. He's got 6. Right wing, 6 seconds to shoot. To Drexler. Here's Olajuwon. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. Some adjustments for both teams. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Ewing. Fires from the right block. Olajuwon grabs the rebound inside. To Olajuwon. Down low. Olajuwon backs him down. Nailed it with just a little time left on the shot clock.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Throws it up. Slams home Boom! The alley-oop. He has 6.
The vertical game is in full effect. Look out below.
And here is Johnson. Here's Chambers. Buries the short-range jumper.
Nice job to advance the orange. Way to get it up court for the open finish.
To Bird. Dumps it off. Inside. Hits the jump hook. They're up 39-31. About 4.5 minutes left in the second. Worthy arcs it high, lays it right in. 9 points in the game so far.
That was one of those nice little teardrops that looks like it doesn't have a prayer and then softly drops right in.
They trail by 6. To Irving. McHale. To Bird. 5 on the shot clock. Let's go with a 3. Chambers on the rebound.
Well, Kevin, they need to crash the boards effectively here.
He's scorching hot. The 80s East call timeout. Both teams changing it up. They lead by 4. Here's Bird. Off the mark with the 3 ball. Here's Blackman. Count it and the foul. Good for the 3-point play. And here is Thomas. Thomas, with an assist this trip up, would have 10 for the game. Nance dumps it off. Ewing dives for it. Ewing wasn't careful with his position and gets nailed with the backcourt violation. The bench has really come on strong these last few minutes.
They've really got to be ecstatic with the play from the subs. They've come in and given them a huge boost.
They've trailed by as many as 8 points. Here's Worthy. Hits the elbow jumper. 11 points in the game.
He saw the defense wasn't set and caught him off guard with the quick launch.
Here's Bird. Hits the tray. Nice bucket by the 13th-year veteran out of Indiana State. Sikma backs in from down low. Misses the easy jumper. 2:39 left in the half. tipped.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, it's hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this quarter.
Trailing by 2. Johnson. Offline from the high post. And here is Thomas. Here's Bird. Kept alive. Here's Irving. It's in for 3. 7 points in the game. Clark, and this can't continue to be the story for them. You can't convert if you're handing over the ball.
Well, without question, Kevin, you're exactly right. They've had a tough time getting into their offensive flow here because they've turned it over too much.
Coach Walker wants to talk it over. Both teams changing it up. It's a 5-point game. Baseline, Sigma. Malone yanks down the defensive rebound.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
He knocks down the first one. Gets them both. They trail by 7. The 80s Eastern All-Stars bring it up. They're on an 8-0 run. To Moncrief from 20 feet out. And it's a 7-point game. For the...
Good. Wow. Fantastic pass to set the alley-oop jam up there. You gotta love that.
1 minute left in the second. Worthy. To Theus. Inside. Here's Malone. Tries to drop it in, but it won't go.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Here's...
There's high percentage shots, and then there are 100% shots. That's as close as it gets right there.
Four-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Malone nails it coming off the pick. He has 7.
Great pick there. The defender was stopped in his track, and it freed up the easy basket.
Here's Wilkins. Kisses it off the glass and in.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for. The 80s East have been on a scoring tear, Kevin.
Yeah, they've really been hot. And that concludes the first half. The score, 51-44. Well, it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. The 80s East All-Stars have been getting some good looks, as you can see from their field goal percentage.
Well, Kevin, you gotta like their chances if they can keep clicking on offense like this.
Isaiah Thomas has started off well.
Well, there's no question about it. He started off well. You can see it in his eyes out there. He came ready to play.
Hi, fans, and welcome. They're ready to start the second half of this game, so let's get on with the action. And here is Thomas. Thomas to the wing. To McHale. Here's Thomas. Blocked. The break is on. Sledgehammer!
That should be illegal, Kevin. That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
And here is Thomas. To McHale. Ewing with 1 on the clock. That's good. He's got 9.
That's simply what a superstar does. He can make the most difficult plays look silky smooth.
Drexler. Good D on that shot. And here is Thomas. To Bird. High post. Here's Irving. Sinks it from the top of the key. They push the lead to 9. For the... And here is Thomas. Let's quickly go down to Cheryl Miller for an update.
Well, guys, after the first half, I spoke with Kyle Walker, coach of the 80s West All-Stars. The top priority, he said, was this. There have been a lot of threes taken, but not many have hit the mark. He wants to see better shot selection, and if they can't get the threes to fall, it might be time to fight their way inside. That's the latest from courtside, Kev.
Thank you, Cheryl. And here is Thomas. The 80s East will take a timeout here. Here's...
That was ferocious. And he hung on the rim as if to say, your basket is my basket.
9-point game. Magic cans the tough leaner from the outside. Sweet touch by the 13th-year veteran out of Michigan State. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bird. The rebound by Johnson. They're running out of time. Dumps it off to Olajuwon. Easy shot. That's good. 13 points in the game.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
Here's Bird. Kept alive. Ewing drops it in on the layup.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
Coach Walker calls time. Coop is in at small forward. Drexler wasn't watching the line there. That's going to be an over and back. They lead by 7. Irving backs down. From the paint, bricks it off the back iron. And here is Johnson. Here's Drexler. Off from three-point land. Under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It's tipped. The steal by the 80s West. Here's Cooper. No luck on the three-point attempt.
With his shooting ability, he might as well have shot that one from half court. No chance.
To Bird. Swing pass. To McHale. 5 on the shot clock. Bird. His slump continues. Magic. Here's Drexler. Nails it from close range. 9 points in the game so far.
That's a great pass. Way to get it to the open man.
To Ewing. 6 seconds to shoot. Drains the easy jumper. He's got 17. 10 in this quarter alone. And here is Johnson. Malone backs him down. Hands it off to Magic. To Coop. Lets it go. Nets it from the wing. And here is Thomas. Dumps it off. Here's Bird. Off target for 3.
The defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Malone backs down. Sinks it from about 9 feet out. He's got 11.
He's just a man among boys. That destroyed any chance they had of guarding.
Inside, Ewing. Thomas leads the game in assists. And here is Johnson. 1:34 left in the third. to Olajuwon. Leads him with the pass. Lays it in. Sweet dime to lead into the rack. The 80s East still holding on to a small lead.
It's anyone's game right now, partner. Every possession is critical.
Irving. And here is Thomas. Here's McHale. Lays it right in. 8 points for him.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Here's Drexler. Drains it from downtown. Nice shot by the 15th-year veteran out of Houston.
An ideal time to go 2 for 1. Every possession counts.
The 80s West with a 2-for-1 opportunity. Let's see. Oh!
The steal led to an easy bucket in transition. That's a nice sequence.
McHale in the paint. Answers right back with a dunk of his own. 21 points in the game.
Well, he's not a premier scorer, but he's contributed big time on the offensive end today.
5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Drexler drains it with the D all over him. We're now all tied up at 69.
They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
Olajuwon gets the defensive 3-second call.
Points in the paint have been the story so far, and I don't think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality, bodying up without fouling.
Some adjustments for both teams. It's a 1-point game. No good on the quick shot. Here's Johnson. Misses the buzzer beater. Well, it's been an exciting game as we finish the third. The score still close, 70-69. Patrick Ewing has played his heart out. 21 points and 2 rebounds.
Well, Kevin, you don't expect anything less from a player with his ability. Big-time skills in a big-time game leads to a big-time performance. His team needs it, and that's exactly what he's given it.
The fourth quarter about to get started here in what's been an entertaining game. Three quarters have been played, but the outcome remains undecided. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the fourth quarter. They trail by 1. Deflects the pass to Sigma. 6 seconds to shoot. Laid in softly off the glass.
Explosive offense. These two teams have been going at each other this entire game.
Malone to Wilkins. Comes up empty from the wing.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Here's Worthy. Connects on the baseline jumper.
He'll make that shot all game long. The defense has got to get over the top of that screen.
Cheeks down low. Sinks it.
His agility and soft touch really paid off there. Not many players could have laid that in.
Worthy. Runner in the lane. Banks it home. They're in front, 75-72. Here's Cheeks, got a piece of it. To Blackman. Shoots a three. And that one's good. 6-point game. Down low. Here's Wilkins. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Some adjustments for both teams. He completes the three-point play. 3-point lead. To Olajuwon. Johnson. To Worthy. Got a piece of it. Stolen away by the 80s East.
And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
They've trailed by as many as 6. To the stripe, Malone. Worthy corrals the miss inside. And it's not too often we see a team lead when they're playing like this.
No, you're right, Kevin. I mean, this is out of the norm. Turnovers are only one part of the game, though, an important part, but they've been able to overcome them in some other areas.
Absolutely. Here's Wilkins. Air ball straight out of bounds by Wilkins. And here is Johnson. Just over 5 minutes left to the fourth. Here's Blackman. Can't get it to fall from downtown. Moncrief. It's blocked.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Here's Blackman. Drains it from short range.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
Down low. Here's Moncrief. Malone. Cranes the open jumper.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
Here's Blackman. Hits the tray.
Boy, they're really trying to throw dirt on him with the three-point shot here in this second half. And if you're making them, you can put a team away in a hurry. But if you're not, you've got to go to the next option.
Snatched down on D by Olajuwon.
He hasn't been able to get on track here.
Deflected. To Johnson. Dumps it off. Here's Worthy. Can't extend the lead to double digits.
He's trying to get it going from outside.
Cheeks. To Nance. Moncrief. And it's off. Questionable decision-making there. To Olajuwon. Oh! Rips it down with both hands.
He's not a sensational dunker, but he flushed that one just to make sure.
On the inside, here's Malone. No good on the baseline J.
No defense there to bother the shot, and he still misfired. His coach does not look happy.
To Blackman. To the paint. Here's Johnson. It falls short.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Wilkins knocks down the open jumper.
When you get a hot hand like him, it's real simple. You need to keep going with it.
Coach Walker wants a timeout. They're in front by 8. 2:25 left in the game. Cheryl, what do you have?
Well, guys, I had a chance to talk with the 80s West All-Stars. He told his team to stretch out defensively and really put pressure on the ball. He says we've got to get in their face, take them out of their comfort zone. He wants to see deflections and steals. Guys?
Thanks, Cheryl. Here's Elijah. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack. Nice bucket by the 18th-year veteran out of Houston. And here is Thomas, who's guarded by Johnson. Off his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. Malone having a dominant impact in this game.
He's really been terrific all game long. It seems like every missed shot is ending up in his hands.
Is rebounding something you can work on, Clark, or is it just natural ability?
I think it's a combination. You can work on rebounding, but the very best rebounders do it naturally. They've got tremendous timing, excellent strength, and they're also very good second jumpers. They get off their feet quick, and then they've got a desire to pursue the ball.
And here is Thomas. Ewing backs in. Here's Bird. Can't hit the three-pointer.
Decent look there, but not for him. He's been struggling all game long.
Dumps it off. Worthy. Puts too much on it. And here is Thomas. To Bird. Looking to end his cold spell. That's good. He's shooting 28% from three-point range. He's got to push it. Here's work.
Oh! Well, he's lighting it up, and that surprises no one. This guy is just a dynamite scorer.
The 80s East call time. They're losing by 10. 119 left to the fourth. Trailing by 10. And here is Thomas. Here's Thomas. Leads him in. Great anticipation.
The defense anticipated the kick out the whole time.
Drexler from close range. Graceful finish.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
Thomas gently drops it in.
Kevin, this guy keeps constant pressure on the defense whenever he has the ball. He's a good decision maker, he can score it, and he's also a terrific passer. He seems to always make the right decision with the ball.
Nothing but net by Malone. They take a 12-point lead.
I think they've sealed this one. Not enough time left to mount a comeback. Kevin, not much they can do right now. Time is not on their side.
And here is Johnson. The 80s West have this one well in hand, especially looking at the clock. To Worthy. Here's Johnson. Tipped. And he makes the first one.
Didn't hit them all, but didn't need to. That should seal this one up.
Gets them both. And here is Thomas. Here's Bird on the mark from 16 feet out.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA, but you certainly couldn't tell it from watching that play. What a sweet stroke.
The 80s West walk away with a double-digit victory as they defeat the 80s East 97-87. For his steady play, James Worthy is the Jordan Brand player of the game.
Yeah, Kevin, he was really stroking it. He shot the lights out, and there was just no one out on the floor who could stop him.
Time for us to say goodbye. For Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports.